Good morning. We're going to continue in the book of John, and now we're going to go over to John chapter 2, verses 1 to 5. It does not mean that there's not more meat in chapter 1. Of course there is, and these are just little teasers and ways to encourage you to read the book of John. So if you can join me this month of March and just read John from John 1 all the way down to chapter 21, that will be absolutely wonderful. But let's look at chapter 2, verses 1 to 5. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding, and when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." I encourage you to read the rest of the story to take in what happened. But ultimately, this was the first miracle that was performed in Galilee. I'm not sure if it was the first because remember, Jesus was ministering from a young age. But this is the first one that's recorded, and it is Jesus turning water into wine. And there are a couple of things that are coming out here. Well, the first thing, Mary obviously knew what Jesus was capable of doing. She knew that he could fix the problem, and she told him. But his response was, what does that have to do with me? My hour has not yet come. And in this case, he's referring to the fact that it is not yet time for my ministry to be revealed. Because remember, eventually persons sought to kill him and they crucified him. But God had an appointed schedule for Jesus, and he stayed in alignment with that. It was about remaining hidden and doing what the Father wanted him to do until such a time when he was supposed to be revealed to the world as who he was. There were times that he healed people and he preached and he did things, and they sought to arrest him, and he slipped away from them and slipped through the crowd because it was not yet time. He had not fulfilled all of what God wanted him to do. His hour had not yet come. And here we can see Jesus yielding to the Father, to the Father's will, to the Father's purpose, wanting and obeying what God wanted him to do. It was not just because there was a need and he knew that he can fill the need that he went about it on his own. A couple of other things that I want to observe about Jesus: he did turn that water into wine, and what it demonstrated is his ability to have concern for us as human beings in terms of our enjoyment, in terms of preserving us from shame, because it was a wedding. It was a time of celebration, and the wine ran out. And in those times, that custom, that would have been a very embarrassing situation for the couple. So God is about marriage. He's about bringing people together. And so when Jesus turned that water into wine, even though it was not made public knowledge that he was the one that did it and that a miracle had actually occurred, what he was in essence doing, he was supporting that couple. He was providing for them what they needed to save their face from shame. And of course, he was contributing to the enjoyment of the celebration as well. Now, I know that they didn't know about the miracle. It was only the servants that knew about it. They were the only ones that knew about it, because when the head of the, I think it was the governor or whoever it was, when he tasted it, when he said, who brings out the best wine last? No one said a miracle had occurred. Jesus's hour had not yet come. He fulfilled that purpose, but he remained incognito. So what can we learn here? Heed to the word of God, listen to God, and follow what he wants you to do when he wants you to do it, and don't run ahead of him, even though you have the capacity and capability to do something. And then we too can be a part of bringing enjoyment and merriment to people. We can also be a part of saving people from shame. Sometimes we don't have to always talk about people's faults and their flaws and spread it all over and post it on social media. We can save people from being ashamed. Jesus did this here, and he's our perfect example, and we can do the same. God bless you.